It was just before Christmas where we started the First Homes, Not Second Homes campaign. And that was a reaction to the fact that the pandemic had turbocharged the housing crisis in the Southwest. Now, the Southwest is particularly hard hit by the housing crisis for two reasons. One is that we are a wonderful part of the world where people want to move to, they want to visit, and they are very welcome to do so. But the second part of it is we haven't kept up with housing demand. Housing is unaffordable for a region, especially a region of low wages. And increasingly, we are seeing people being priced out of where they live. And as a result of the pandemic, increasingly, families, especially on low incomes, given Section 21 notices, evicted from their homes, and those properties becoming almost immediately put on Airbnb as a second home, as a holiday home, or converted into a second home for people that live far away. And that's really important to say that I want the Southwest to continue being that amazing opportunity for people to visit, to come and learn and play and enjoy themselves. We really have a very special offer in the Southwest, but encouraging tourism should not be at the expense of local people not being able to live in the communities where they grew up and where they continue to work. You shouldn't have to leave where you grew up to get a job or to get on the housing ladder. But increasingly across the Southwest, we are seeing communities completely hollowed out by Airbnbs and second homes, to the point that we're losing community infrastructure. You're losing the last shop in the village, the local pub, the pharmacy, because people can't afford to access them because they can't afford to live in those communities. So our First Homes, Not Second Homes manifesto has 5 main asks for it. So firstly, we want to see a transfer of powers and economic competence from central government to local councils. We think local councils should have new powers to progressively raise taxes on holiday lets and unused second homes, not just doubling them, but quadrupling council tax where homes are left empty for much of the year. There needs to be an economic disincentive for people to buy a second home and leave it empty. The second ask is to understand the true extent of the problem. We're already seeing small steps towards a licensing regime for Airbnbs. But we think the licensing regime should go further than that, to look at second homes, Airbnbs, and holiday lets. And once we've understood how many of the properties in a community are second homes, Airbnbs, or holiday lets, we should give councils the power to set a minimum floor. So that means that I think that floor should be set at 51%. So no community should have more people who don't live there occupying those homes. But because the growth of second homes and the growth of Airbnbs in our communities has hollowed out the infrastructure, it's not only looking at the physical buildings, the homes, we also need to look at the infrastructure around it. And that's why our third ask in this campaign is to create a last shop in the village fund. That means giving local councils the power to introduce a small community infrastructure levy on holiday lets and Airbnbs administered by local councils to support those very community infrastructure shops, pharmacies, post office and pubs that we're losing. We do need more affordable homes. And the fourth ask of our campaign is to make sure that affordable homes and social housing is built in these rural and coastal communities with a priority for local people. But if we are to build more affordable homes, we need to make sure that that discount is locked in. So it's not just the first family that occupies a home that gets the benefit of a discounted rate. And that rate should be what in housing lingo is called staircased or locked in, to make sure that the second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on family to purchase or to rent that property enjoys the benefit of it. And we're hoping shortly to be launching a letter for Labour councillors up and down the country to be able to co-sign, to be able to make the case that tackling the growth in second homes and the paucity of first homes is something that should be on our political priority list. Thanks very much.